Hello, I am Dr. Nigel Piddington. I have received my PhD in Central Asian Studies from Cambridge University, and today I am going to be teaching you about the successors to Genghis Khan's empire. The Mongols were a Central Asian group that lived on the steppe, somewhere between modern-day China and Russia. They were nomads, which meant their life depended on their horse.
Because they don't trust water.
The Mongols were a Central Asian group, a collection of tribes brought together by one man. Do you know his name? Pictured here is his name. You may not be able to read it, but you all know it, I am sure. Say it with me. Genghis Khan. Now what Genghis Khan did was incredible. He turned a collection of tribes into an immense empire spanning many countries, second only to the British Empire. Yes, what he did was incredible, but he could not have done it alone. For he had friends, children, successors who inherited his empire and did their best. Genghis's second youngest son, Ogedei, received his throne and, well, I think I should let him tell you for himself.
Ogedei Khan, Genghis Khan's third son, was named heir to the Mongol Empire after he died. Ogedei was coronated in 1229 and had the largest shoes to fill, and he did so with a kind heart and wise mind.
I've reached Birkin Khaldun for the Subutai.
He upheld his father's empire, and it reached its height of eastern and western expansion under his command and with the help of Batu, Subutai, Mongol, and others. One of the most important things Ogedei accomplished during his reign as Great Khan was the renewal and continuation of diplomatic relations his father had established. He also pursued many conflicts that his father started but could not finish. One of the conflicts that Ogedei pursued tirelessly was his conquest of China against the Khitan peoples, one of Genghis's main campaigns that he was unable to finish. He was able to subdue the Khitan people, ultimately establishing a foothold in China for the Mongols. As well, Ogedei used his best generals, including Subutai and Batu, to campaign as far as Hungary, conquering areas in Russia, Kiev, and Ryazan. As well as the conflict his father started, the campaigns against Persia and Khwarezmia, he further battled these peoples, gaining victory after victory and expanding the empire to new fronts. As the historian Rashid al-Din notes, we have given some description of Khan's generosity, liberality, clemency, and forgiveness, the qualities with which the necessarily existent had distinguished him, in order that it may be known and confirmed to all that in this world there is no virtue above the acquisition of a good name. For after the lapse of many years the mention of the bounty, generosity, beneficence, and justice of Hatim and Nushinravan is still upon the tongues of all mankind. As well, noted in the secret history, the Khan speaks of his great deeds accomplished during his reign, adding them directly after his father's. He notes his wrongdoings in this section as well, owning up to his mistakes and showing self-reflection. Finally, one of the most important accomplishments of Ogedei was his building plan. After dealing with the Khitan peoples, Ogedei commenced a grand building program, culminating in the construction of a capital city, Karakorum. The city was built for a Khan, as the historian Juvayni notes, and was extremely lavish. As well, during this time of building, Ogedei constructed many new trading posts and stationed new garrisons in the lands he conquered, making sure that he not only defeated his enemies, but included them in the Mongol Empire, making them more than just the conquered. Overall, the reign of Ogedei Khan, while not being as successful as his legendary father, was extremely influential in the grand scheme of Mongolian history. He established a multitude of trading outposts, connecting his ever-expanding empire in a smart and efficient way. He assimilated his conquered enemies into his empire, ruling over them peacefully if they did not rebel against him. And he built upon his father's diplomatic and military relations with his neighbors. Under Ogedei, the Mongol Empire reached a successful height, expanding to new frontiers before its eventual fragmentation into the different hordes.
Ogedei was almost set up for failure at the beginning. With his father having done so much, he had shoes to fill. While he was jovial and successful as Khan, he was a violent alcoholic. And it was this that proved to be his downfall, as he died of alcoholism 1 year. And now, Genghis Khan's greatest military general. Subutai.
Subutai became one of Genghis Khan's generals after he had learned to become a leader, standing outside his tent. The Great Khan noticed Subutai after he had deceived their enemies, the Merkits, and granted him the position of general. Genghis Khan sent Subutai and Ogedei on an important recon mission after the defeat of the Shah. Ogedei and Subutai chased the cowardly swine of the Shah's son, and all the while observed the scouted territory they passed, all for the glory of the great Khan Genghis. When Ogedei took over after the great Khan's passing, Subutai went into China at his command to lay siege to the Jin. When great Khan Ogedei left Subutai in charge of the siege, he traded some territory with the Song for military support. Receiving 20,000 soldiers made Subutai's life a whole lot easier when he took the Jin city. He would have killed them all too, if not for Ye Lu convincing him they needed some alive as resources. After Subutai finished with the siege, he left west towards Russia. Taking Hungary was the only wise decision, he believed, but Batu decided he was going to attack Poland. In the end, it worked out, as they managed to take 60 miles per day. One of the main sieges on Subutai's way to Russia was the Battle of Ryazan. Batu and Subutai surrounded the town, which in turn was surrounded by forest, so they cut down the forest and built taller walls to shoot arrows down upon the citizens of Ryazan. They did this to another city, and in the end they burned Moscow. Subutai and Batu got attacked by Catholics referred to as the Teutonic Knights. But the Knights failed as Batu and Subutai were superior. Winter came early and the Danube froze, so Subutai and Batu were able to have their scouts cross on horses towards Vienna and the Adriatic. However, tragedy struck and Subutai and Batu could no longer push forward as the Khan Ogedei had died. After Khan Ogedei's death, the successor chosen by Subutai was Gayak. However, Batu believed that he could be Khan. Batu may have had a chance if Joshi was still alive, but he was not, and as such, the only choice would have been Gayak, Ogedei's son. But Batu dropped the issue and allowed Gayak to take over so that he could, in turn, take over the Golden Horde.
Yeah. As a result of the Mongols only having one source, the secret history that is, we must use foreign sources. Persian scholar Rashid al-Din has a plethora of material that teaches us about the Mongols, how they conducted business, and how they ran their empire. But with these sources, it is important to remember bias. Not all groups looked favorably upon the Mongols, and least of all those who found themselves at the receiving end of their blade. Merkits! Among these disgruntled groups are the Russians and those residing in Persia and Khwarezmia. Of course, not all of the Mongols were adverse to Islam. Grandson of Genghis Khan, Batu, broke off and founded his own Golden Horde. And it was Batu who converted to Islam.
Batu was of what is considered royal blood. He could have been a strong choice for the election of becoming Khan. Batu wanted to contribute to the empire and keep a nomadic view. Batu lived a long life and was able to see 4 great Khans. Batu was a close friend to Subutai and possibly viewed him as a mentor and father figure. Much of Batu's time was spent with Subutai. Batu retired to control the Golden Horde shortly after the death of Ogedei. The push to the west had stopped following his death.
Step. But not that kind.
Here we are, in Central Asia.